Why do people play video games? If you ask someone that question, the answer will vary depending on who you ask. Some may say to relax, others to have a fun time with some friends. Even with the wide variety of answers, they all have something in common. Something which, in my opinion, is the very foundation of why people play video games. The sense of achievement. This feeling can come in many forms, as we'll see. By definition, achieving something is to successfully reach a defined goal. It usually comes with positive emotions like joy and confidence. It's an important process for everyone to evolve as a person. By setting and reaching said goal, one will experience more self-confidence and will be able to look out to greater goals. The achievement system in Steam, PlayStation or Xbox, for example, is one way players are able to see and archive important milestones in their playthrough. When you play a game on these platforms and do specific actions, let's say, you're greeted with a notification of your progress, forever marking your actions somewhere in your profile. By visually seeing that progress, it induces a tiny rush of dopamine, giving a small form of fulfillment. Being able to visualize clearly your hard-earned trophies every now and then boosts again said positive feelings. This system is pretty common nowadays, and I think it does its job pretty well. It hires the player retention while giving players in exchange set goals to look for and enjoy. However, not everyone has access to these virtual milestones, mobile players amongst others. Luckily, we don't have to rely only on exterior visual cues to find a sense of achievement. It usually comes from the inside first. It is indeed a different experience for everyone, as people set their own goals and self-expectation. And this is great, because the vast majority of video games are designed around this. Let's take fear, for example. Fear is one of the most primal emotions. It's a vital and valuable response that allows living beings to survive. It's so powerful that you can even control your own nervous system when it happens, and is supposed to take us away from danger. But somehow, we yearn for fear. Horror-themed media have existed for centuries, probably even millennia. We are drawn to the unknown, the bizarre and the eerie, the adrenaline rush of our body trying to protect us from the spooky. By playing horror games, you can encounter things such as screamers, gore, or the complete opposite with a heavy atmosphere and the ramping, invisible danger. While progressing through this type of games, you'll probably learn how to avoid the enemies, learn more about them, about the world you're in. With every step, every pulsing beat of your heart, you're evolving in this world. Originally brought by the brief but intensive combination of feelings fear may offer, you inevitably stay and continue for the achievement you get out of that. May it be overcoming your fear, completing a complex part of the story, or even just taking a step back and appreciate the peace before the storm. Another type of video games that plays heavily around this feeling are sandboxes. I made a small introduction in one of my last videos, if you want to check it out. By giving the players the tools to operate their imagination, Sandboxes allows for unlimited self-achievement. You need to define your own goals, because the game won't do it for you. You have to find your place in those worlds, find your way of doing things. By unleashing possibilities, it forces the mind to explore more, see bigger, and to define itself. People are themselves, with their vibes, tastes, and personality, all of which can be visually exteriorized in some manner. From the tiny Minecraft house you made to the fully custom VR avatar you ordered, all those unique pieces are defined from a part of you. You're able to freely express yourself in a healthy manner through the game, though achieving to define yourself in a society that doesn't always allow you to. I put a lot of importance on the feeling of achievement, as it is, as I said earlier, one of the principal foundations of why do people play video games. It drives people to reach higher ends. But what comes before the goal is reached is also important, as it's closely linked together: the progression. Progression happens everywhere, to everyone. We progress when we work on certain things, when our minds think, when we perform certain actions. It's the most basic part of life. In video games, progression is just as varied as in real life, usually being a linear one. Many video games take a step further and implement different types of learning curves. Having a balanced progression pace in a video game does much more than just enhance the experience. It gives the player a way to feel its impact in said world, to experience the growth their character lives, and helps identifying and understanding better their real-life evolution. While it obviously leads to some sense of accomplishment, I believe the feeling of progressing is a bit different from its end. It offers a more lasting, immutable sensation of fulfillment. Whatever you do, you'll be at a higher point than you were the last time you played, because you acquired experience, knowledge, or items. It's a steady, constant work, offering somewhat of a peaceful feeling. The more you invest your time in the game, the more it rewards you with slow but continued satisfaction, interspersed by the ephemeral excess of dopamine given by your personal achievements. This explosive cocktail can, however, be harmful. By always pushing yourself towards your in-game goals, some things can be lost in the process. Focusing solely on personal goals isn't bad at all, but can sometimes be detrimental. It can reduce the scope in which the player sees its possibilities. It can also drift towards addictions. Seeing someone being obsessed over winning ranked games in a competitive game or questing for hours on end in an MMO is sadly pretty common. Even I myself sacrificed countless nights of my teenage years grinding endlessly towards my own goals. Some may sacrifice a lot more than nights to obtain all those platinum trophies. Relationships of any kind, mental or even physical health can start to break down in favor of this never-ending quest, as it's the case for any addictions. Luckily, it's only the extremes. For the vast majority, progression and achievements stays beneficial to the individual, allowing them to grow in the game as well as personally. To be honest, I don't really know how to conclude this video since I originally wrote most of it as just another random things I thought in my personal thought sheet post diary, which isn't linked to what I write for my YouTube channel. However, I thought it would still be nice to think about how does such subjects can affect ourselves, or the way we pursue goals, for example. I believe it's something often kind of an invisible part of our everyday life. Normally, I was supposed to post a 30-minute-ish video about Pokemon, but my whole project got corrupted. Anyway, I still hope you enjoyed this little food for thought of obvious things. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also check my website, full of nice informations. See you soon for the next video. That was Delta for Wormhole. Stay tuned.